Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the 1 Point Safety Show with myself, Scott Hartley, and my amazing co-host, Scouse Andy. How are you, buddy? You alright, mate?
Yeah, I'm alright, mate. I'm alright. Finally got over the last week's performance.
It's mad. It's mad when you're on the bye week, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm just about over flu, but still feeling a little bit shitty. But it is what it is. Oh yeah. I'm on a course all week. I'm doing asbestos management in buildings, so it's highly delightful. As you can see.
Are you sure you haven't got asbestosis, or whatever it's called?
I've got that one, and then I've got an even bigger file right next to me as well. So yeah, busy exam day tomorrow, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Honestly, it's been very hard. It's going through the ins and outs of asbestos, what it's about, how you get it, and obviously then also how you manage it within a building, remove it, etc. Yeah, it's very, very, very boring, but it's one of them things we've got to do. So it helps with the job. It's another string to the bow, so it's one of them things.
Boring hell.
I know, yeah, bore off. First of all, happy Thanksgiving to all those who celebrate in the States and all of our people who are watching other side of the pond. Still appreciate you, even though you are colonial buggers, but it is what it is. No, I'm only kidding. If you celebrate, happy days, and I appreciate that the NFL is on right now as well. So this one may not get the audience that we need, but it is what it is. We'll start as we always do, mate, with our sponsors. So Dunstable Town FC's Talk of the Town podcast, we're their sponsor for the season, so if you're into non-league football, go and give them a listen and a watch. Oddballs, you can go across to myoddballs.com, go and have a look at the stuff that they've got on for Christmas. They've got a lot on sale as well for Black Friday at the minute, so go and give them a watch. Happy Turkey Day, Jesse Martin, who's just joined the chat. Thanks for giving me your COVID/gonorrhea. I don't know what it is, but yeah, cheers, mate. Appreciate you. We're also sponsored by Fusion Therapeutics, which is northwichphysio.co.uk. They provide expert MSK assessments and treatment with a focus on holistic care, dedicated to improving your well-being through tailored musculoskeletal health plans. Team offer specialist injection therapy and non-medical independent prescribing. So if you're in the Northwest, Manchester or the Cheshire area, give the team a call on 01606 512 013, or you can book online and the team will be happy to advise you on this affordable treatment solution. Also go across to bleedingburgundy.com if you like the right inside of Washington Commanders. Go and give them a check out over there. They also got a Pick'ems League, so it's all good over there as well. It's a good space to go and follow some stuff. We'll get right into it then. We'll talk back and we'll have our review of Madrid, what we thought, and then maybe we'll get into a little bit of the game, but obviously it's a week old now. We've just got over it, so I don't want to rake up old things in the past. But what were your thoughts on Madrid as a whole? Obviously, we only probably saw a bit of a bar and the stadium. That was about it, Scouse, to be fair.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it looked a really nice city, from what we did see. There was, as I say, we were only there a couple. Literally, we got in Saturday night, and then we came home
late on Saturday night as well. Yeah, it was very late, wasn't it?
We flew home on Monday afternoon. So it wasn't. We weren't there long. But what we did see, it was nice. A little bit. You got to make sure that you keep your hands in your pockets, though, if you know what I mean. The town centre and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, there's the stadium. The stadium was good, really nice. But yeah, I mean, I say there's not. You couldn't really tell too much, really, because they weren't there long enough to really give you a good review, really, of the area. But yeah, what I saw was nice.
Yeah, I agree with you, mate. I mean, the big thing for me was what I thought was great was the fact that, you got to meet people who we've never met before, or, continue the friendship of people who we have from across the US. Jesse, in particular, obviously coming across first trip out into Europe. Loads of others who we saw, George Carmi, people like that, etc. Who were out there, which was brilliant. Rod, who's in our chat with us, evening, mate, thank you. It was great to meet you as well, and Laura. So thank you for... just in passing as well, it was so bizarre. Like, there was a lot of people who we simply couldn't meet, and then like you're going through a train station, and it's like, "Hiya, Rod," And he was like, "Oh, all right, mate." So bizarre, wasn't it? It was just one of them things where you're like, "Wow, these people we're meeting." Mine Parfit as well, who we met. You know what I mean? There's loads of people out there.
It's really cool to get faces to names and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
The same people always get involved in this, or even just online Twitter stuff or whatever. But now I've got the face now. Now I know who that actually is and stuff like that. So that was that was the best part of it, really, because obviously we lost. That was definitely by far the best bit. Was meeting.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Rod's saying he couldn't believe it. Yeah, I mean, I was the same, and it was one of them where you tried your best to get to various places that they had. Tailgates on as such, or parties that they were trying to put on, but just the sheer amount of people who were there, it was a nightmare. I mean, in all honesty, there was like I can't remember that bar's name now. James Joyce, was it? I mean, 45 minutes to get in, queuing, one in, one out, was just not really acceptable. I mean, I know that JP Finley and Mitch, they had their like podcast party, if you want, like a bit of a meet up, and that overspilled out of one Irish named bar and ended up into O'Connell's, which is where we kind of camped out and set ourselves over there. It was just crazy. The queues, as Rod said, he's saying the only downside was the queues. Yeah, I agree. I did think that it was a bit odd, the stadium, getting into it. I don't think they were set up particularly well.
You can tell there were rookies that are kind of organising it, couldn't you? You can tell.
And that surprises me, because it's Real Madrid Stadium. So I'm like looking at that going, hang on a minute, this is clearly sold out every week. So how can you not, corral people into a stadium without having an absolute nightmare queue? I mean, I've not heard of it before. I've not done what we would call soccer or football in our world over in Spain before, so I don't know what it's like with there. But I know that when you go to like an EPL game, or Liverpool game, or a Newcastle game, or wherever you're going to see, it isn't like that in the UK. That's a certainty. People are in and out quite quickly.
Yeah, I think what I saw was that they were kind of going through two metal detectors.
Yeah, it was weird.
Really
strange.
Okay, I understand one, but why two? Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand that. And that slowed down the queues quite a bit as well. So I think that was probably the main reason why there was such a big queue outside, even just to get in the stadium.
I mean, we were there for a good 45 minutes trying to get in, which was like, this is odd. I mean, we went to queue entrance B, I think we went to. Some people were saying, oh yeah, I just walked straight through in entrance C. And I was like, well, don't even know where that is. And then there seemed to be a queue that was about a mile and a half long to go through entrance A. I think Cam McDonald, he made that mistake and got into that queue for some reason and was like, hang on, why am I in this queue? But there was no signage, there was nothing around to help you at all. It was quite poorly laid out, I thought, in that respect, especially when, it's not necessarily geared up just for Spanish people. It was geared up for a worldwide audience, and a lot of people were either English or European or even American, coming across like, well, I'm not going to read Spanish and understand where you're asking me to go. Really, I thought it was quite poorly laid out in that respect. Yeah. The stadium itself, mate, I thought was unbelievable. You know what I mean? Viewing wise, I mean, I don't know. You said you didn't really have a great time viewing where you were.
I mean, it wasn't awful. You know what I mean? Like, it was just that we were under a veranda, really, so we didn't have the view of the actual roof. So no the big screens on the top part of it, like that circular kind of screen, which is pretty cool. We couldn't see that at all. But we had a telly though just above us.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't awful. It was just that we didn't have that real nice open view, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, you didn't expect it because it was just behind the goal. We think, oh yeah, it's just behind the goal. It was category 2, so I was like, oh, okay, this should be good. And I mean, to be fair, the seats themselves were fine. I say they're on my borderline of being like kind of
too high.
My height problem. So I mean, it wasn't even mid. It was mid-level, wasn't it? Exactly where it was. It was mid-level, just above, about maybe 5 or 6 rows above the kind of height of the posts, if that makes sense. That's probably about the height of where it was at. But I think anything higher than that, I'd have been a bit like, this is good. But
yeah, I really enjoyed it. The view, obviously, I got lucked in there.
Like the front row.
Right on the front row, next to not on the bottom tier, but the next like next level up, overlooking Miami's bench, and I was bang in line with the 20-yard line, which was pretty good. What I did notice though was it was probably, there was a lot of teal there and a lot of blue from Miami. But what would you say the breakdown of fans were? Because I would say it was 60-40 Commanders. I would have said.
I mean, probably, yeah. I mean, but where I was sitting, I was basically at the Dolphins' end. So,
right, okay.
End zone. So it was on the end zone itself, on the floor, was the Dolphins on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I was. I was behind that goal. So for me, most of it was Miami fans. So there was literally a Finch guy next to me who was a Washington fan, and he's been to games in the US. That was quite cool to meet him, but he was a bit annoying as well because he wouldn't sit still. So. So he annoyed me, but to be fair, he was sound. But everybody else around there was like, I was surrounded by bloody Giants fans or Miami fans. I was like,
Giants fans, yeah. What's that about? I mean,
Giants. And then he had these two fools about like 10 rows, about 6 rows down from me, two Miami fans who made up some stupid, like it was like a chant for Devon A-Chain.
Yeah.
And every time he did something good, they'd sing this stupid song, and it was like, and obviously A-Chain had a good game. You know what I mean? So it was like he played, they were singing the stupid chant, and I was like, just two dudes. And I was like, after a while, man, I was getting annoyed with that as well. It's like, shut up, you.
Yeah, agreed.
I can't even remember it. Like it wasn't even a good chant. Do you know what I mean? It was just shit.
Fair enough. We'll get into the game a little bit. Obviously, key points from me was went to overtime. I don't know what Miami were doing at the end to not kick a field goal to win. No clue on that. Obviously, A-Chain destroyed us, burnt toast. 120 yards, 45 yards in receiving as well. Mariota was 213, 1 TD and 1 interception, which we'll get into in a bit. We had sort of a run game as such. Rodriguez Jr. was 79 yards. Samuel with a TD. It was tough, mate. It was tough. I did think at one stage when Debo went in, I thought we've kind of got this. And then we let it slip in overtime with the stupid interception. What were your thoughts?
I think both the overall thoughts are basically both teams played to lose.
It was terrible. I mean, it was a bad game. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, there was some good points to the game. Mariota's 70-yard run down the outside. That was really exciting.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah,
there was some really nice plays, not just by us, but by them too. But most of it was more of a defensive game. Both defenses held up. Our defense was a lot better than they were previously.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get into.
We'll get into that a bit later with DQ taking over the play calling. But in general, it looked like two teams that just didn't want to win. You could see it was kind of for example, you don't understand why McDaniels didn't go for the field goal because he didn't want to win. That's the reason why he didn't. Because they're like, if we get in, okay, we win, we get 7 points, that's it. You know what I mean? It's over, we win. And if you missed, so what? You know what I mean? Like, and that's basically what it was. Like they didn't care if they won or not. That's the reason why they went the way they did. And we obviously held up on the one, which is shocked about, but fair play.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, good. Some nice defensive stops, some nice bend don't break plays. But yeah, overall it was. Yeah, I didn't expect us to win the game in the first place. I thought this was a hell of a lot closer than I thought it would be, especially after seeing them put 30 up against Buffalo week before.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
These are going to tear us apart. And A-Chain started off well. He was tearing us down the outside zone runs as always. We can't stop fucking anything. You know what I mean? So they just kept doing that until we tried to stop it. And we were struggling for a long time trying to stop that play, especially the first half. Second half, A-Chain didn't really get a look until kind of like the fourth quarter again. The third quarter, he didn't do anything. He gave it to Gordon a lot instead, which no, okay, fair enough, but he's not the same running back as the A-Chain. So, but yeah, it was just kind of was it a good game? Not really, but was there some exciting bits? Sure, and was there some good plays? Sure. So, it wasn't god awful. It wasn't like the very first time I watched us any NFL game when it played live, when it was like a 10-7 game, and a ridiculous weather when no one could throw the ball. It was just really bad. Like the very first game at Wembley, when I was at that game, the Giants won that game. And that was good. That was god awful, that game to watch. So this was better than that. So can't really complain.
Yeah, I thought that overall the offensive line held up quite well. On the defensive side, 3 sacks, one for Jones, one for Martin, and one for Von Miller. I mean, the key points in this game, there was 2 real key points. One is the Mike Sanderstill fumble on the return.
Oh, the punt return.
I mean, what on earth are you even thinking there? Now, look, I get it. I understand that the ball moves in flight. I understand that you're trying to run to look at it, to catch it. But if you're caught in that situation, I mean, the minute it left the foot and it was in the air and you could see him move, Burrows is looking at me, I'm looking at Burrows, and we both said, this is getting fumbled here. Like, this is 100% a muff punt. And sure enough, it's exactly what happened. Muff punt.
Yeah, I mean,
just leave it and let it bounce. Let it go out. Let it go out. It doesn't matter.
And I think that's the reason why Sam Mistral doesn't normally play kickoff return or punt return.
I get it. Yeah,
that isn't his game. I mean, he was trying to practice it early in the game. Before the game, I was watching a few punts and he was catching them fine and stuff. But it's different in the game. And plus, there was a guy coming close to him as well, as he was trying to run towards the ball. And I was saying the same thing. As the ball started to drop, I was going, man, that's like swerving away from him. Just leave it.
Yeah, it was, and it was a great kick. You've got to give the punter everything
Yeah, I think a more experienced punt returner would have left it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas he was in there, and why was he there? Because Lane got hurt.
Exactly.
So again, another injury that kind of put us onto a guy who wouldn't normally be there. And then he fucked up for us, you know what I mean? So it's kind of well, what do? You put on a guy, again, square peg, round hole, and you get what you deserve when you do shit like that. And that's exactly what we got. We got burnt for that one. So
I think we had no other option but to put him there, and he has done punt returns in the past, and it's just
as a specialist, though. You know what I mean?
I know he's not a specialist. That's true. I mean, as Rod says, it's lack of depth. When Lane got injured, he was unfamiliar in an unfamiliar place. Yeah, exactly you're right. You're right.
It's exactly what it is.
So that was pretty. That was pretty.
Everyone besides Mikey could see. Leave that ball. Even if it gets stuck on the one, that's just how it is.
And that really sucked all the momentum out of that game because we had momentum at that point.
Yeah, we did a great stop to get into punt and thought, we got this now. And then
and we were ahead on the scoreboard. You're like, hang on a minute. All we got to do now is have a little drive, maybe kick 3, and then we're good to go. And then speaking of kickers, Matt Gay missed field goals.
Matt Gay, ridiculous. I mean, I know we've called for his head many times over the weeks. I know the last few weeks he's been pretty solid, to be fair. But I made a conscious effort because we got in before the game kicked off, maybe about an hour before, And so I was making sure I was having a conscious effort looking at Matt Gay because he honestly he kicked a lot of field goals during that kind of practice period before the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, 25 field goals. He missed 1. So in 25 field goals in practice, so that's before and then half time, he even kicked a few, stuff like that, right through the middle. 60 yarders as well. I'm not talking just chips. And then it comes to the game, misses 2. You know what I mean? It's like out of 3. And it's like, come on, bro. I mean, the guy's obviously got the talent. He's just up here. He can't handle the pressure. And that's why you need a kick. He was cool, man, and he's not. And that's why I was calling for his head again, and now he's gone. Which, fair enough. I just hope Jake Moody can get his head right and play well for us, because he played well against us when he came in for Chicago. But he's been awful for San Fran, hasn't he? So it's a bit like, well, there's slim pickings out there at the moment, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's
and that's the problem. I mean, the 60-yard, to win the game. Now, again, if you got a class kicker, then you got that. Like, for example, the exact same thing happened to... Who was it against the... I think it was Detroit last week. Jake Bates hit one 59-yard or 60-odd yards to equalise the last kick of the game against the Giants. They would have lost. You know what I mean? They were out. No. Bit of a weird one, though. It was going way right, and then it swung back in the dome.
Yeah, I do remember that. I did see that, yeah.
That was a bit weird, but all right, fair enough. But he made it. That's clutch. Do you know what I mean? Like our guy shanks it right and it stays right. That wasn't coming back in, and that's the difference. You need a top kicker. You need.
So this is now in 2 seasons. This is now the 9th kicker that we are on. So do we have a kick-in problem?
Well,
we clearly do.
You got a kick-in problem. We got a quarterback problem as well.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the problem with that's over the last 3-4 years as well. We had about how many? Well, Terry's had about 15 quarterbacks go to him.
Gilbert, wasn't it?
You know what I mean? Like it's a bit like.
Do you remember him, Gilbert Grape?
Yeah,
what was
it? Yeah.
He started a game, didn't he? What was his name? Gilbert, was it?
Brad Gilbert or
Gabbert or something like that. I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah, he lasted a game. Well done, mate. But yeah,
lasted one game, and then we had a kicker called Blewett. Remember him? And he blew it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Shanked one left, like horribly. Like, mate, this is like what is going on? I think someone must have put some sort of like voodoo hex on us or something. I mean, it just has to be. It just has to be. Because how can he continue to get it wrong? Like 1 or 2 or 3, okay, fine. But as you say, 9th, 8th, 9th, 10th kickers. Like, what's going on? Why can't we find one? All right?
It was Garrett Gilbert. I got it the wrong way around. I knew it was something like that.
His name was Gilbert. I just didn't know what his first name was.
I was close, but he was the one who played for absolutely everybody. Unbelievable. But there you go.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
I think it was Covertam, that wasn't it? That one.
It was. It was. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean,
it is crazy. Like with a quarterback problem like that, and then now we've got the kicker problem like this, and the thing is as well is that the only solid kicker that we actually had, we let go because of rumors.
Yeah, rumours that proved unfounded, and but look,
no,
do not get me wrong. We talked and we actually sat on this pod and discussed that at the time, and I said, and you were very vocal on it, and you said innocent until proven guilty. We can take the smoke. I get that, and I was like, yeah, you're right, we can take the smoke. But at the time, obviously, with everything going in, new regime, new head coach, new AP's brand new.
Anything negative like that with women?
Correct.
I understand why these. Them, but it was just a case of like just wait, just hear him out. Do you know what I mean? Like wait till. I mean, if he's guilty, then you cut him and you probably try and sue him for the money that you've paid him. Do you know what I mean?
He's missed 1 extra point all season for Green Bay.
Yeah. I mean, how many field goals he missed? Maybe 1 or 2, maybe. Our guy misses 1 or 2 a game. You know what I mean? Like this levels, man. And we had that guy. You know what I mean? We had him in the building. We signed him. We actually did the right thing, and then no, we let him go.
R5921 says, all for Christmas I want is a kicker, nothing else. Agreed, man. Agreed. Thank you for being here as well. We appreciate you. You're right. Kicker has been a problem. Obviously now Jake Bates is here. It's almost like the San Francisco merry-go. Not Jake Bates, Jake Moody. I wish it was Jake Bates, but maybe I'm just looking at fantasy. Yeah, I'm sorry, but no. I think he is on your team. Yeah, I have Dicker the kicker, don't I? That's who it is. But no, it's one of them. I mean, look. We're going to see what we do. It's the San Francisco merry-go-round at the minute. We seem to be picking up any free agent from San Francisco that we can possibly get.
It's getting old? Do you think it's getting old now? This
I do now. It's almost like the Carolina thing we're on, but never. Yeah. But no one said anything about AP at the minute about this.
Yeah, it's just like all he does is look for these ex-49er guys or guys off 49ers practice squads, or it's like, man, like, do you not know anybody else? I understand you scouted these guys potentially before. I understand that, but it's like you're just being lazy there. You're just going, oh yeah, well I know that guy from 2 years ago. He was all right. Let's go and pick him up, man. Like actually look around, man. There's loads of practice squad guys who probably do better jobs than what the guys we've got on the team right now. And we haven't done that. We haven't looked around. We haven't shopped around like that, really.
I don't disagree in some ways. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, Chris Moore. Anyway,
why is he still in the field, man? Why is he still here?
Yeah, that's right as well. And I don't know. And AR again says, Matt Gay won a game the other day. He did, yeah. It's just insane. It really is.
Just look around the rugby league teams and you'll find a good kicker. Now the thing is, you could say that, but to be fair, there's been a few kickers that have come through rugby and they've made it. There's a guy, Irish lad, who played for Giants about 4 weeks ago, and he missed about 4 field goals. Like you missed like everyone you hit. It was they can't handle the pressure, mate. Honestly, it's just different. So it's not it isn't the same.
Charlie Smith as well, who is at the Saints. He's an Irish rugby union player. He went through the IPP and made it onto their team, and he was cut after about 6 weeks. Again, missing extra points, missing field goals. So it's a pressure position, and as you said, you have high importance on the kicker. I know we talked about kicker for a long while here, which is odd. Mm-hmm. So if you're tuning into this podcast thinking, why are they talking about kickers so much? It's you're saying it's quite an important place on the team, and you're right, because as you always say, it puts points on the board.
Who are the people who put points on the board? The quarterback, the running back, and the kicker. Because the receivers only get the ball from the quarterback. So the guy who actually starts the actual points are those three players. So it's kind of like those three positions. Sorry. So it's kind of like, well, everything else isn't it? It's from the quarterback. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to have somebody who's solid, man. You've got to have it. If you want to be good, you want to be successful, you've got to have a good kicker. It's simple as that. You can't get away with it. Like if you're a team who puts up 50 points a game, well, then you can afford to have a kicker who misses 3 field goals. Do you know what I mean? Where you're a team like us, who 20, maybe 30 points if you're lucky on a good game, those type things. Your kicker's got to miss. Your kicker's got to hit nearly every time, like 90% of the time. Otherwise, you're going to lose games. That's extra pressure on the kicker because our offense is not as powerful as others. So when you're a lesser offense than these big powerhouse offenses, you have to have an unbelievable kicker who's solid, who's mentally solid. Because all these guys are talent. You would be in the NFL if they couldn't kick a ball the distance, they couldn't be accurate enough. But on game day, they've got to actually be able to hit it under that pressure, and only the top ones do it. The rest of them don't. That's why they get caught every other week.
Yeah. So Ross, the Miami fan, I've got to shout Ross out as well. I met on the plane, and Kapow Planet as well. They have a YouTube channel from a lad who was on the plane with us. I don't know if that is AR5921. Who says it was great meeting you guys on the plane the other day. So maybe it is the same chap. If it is, shout out to you, mate. Appreciate you being here.
Terry has his profile picture, so I don't think it would be...
Yeah, it was, because he was advocating for 40 million for Terry, so maybe it is.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. While we're here as well, one other piece of news, Scouse, that I forgot about, and I shouldn't really forget, because we've all been there. And we all know about this. Today is also the day Sean Taylor, 27th of November 2007, was the day of the announcement of Sean Taylor's death. Obviously, forever in our hearts as Redskins fans, as Commanders fans, Washington football team, whatever you want to call yourself these days, we'll always be Skins fans. But yeah, shout out to Sean Taylor. I was not a fan of the team when Sean was around. My fandom's still very young. You obviously were, but his legacy will always have an everlasting thing on not just the Redskins, but on the NFL as a whole.
He was genuinely a one-of-a-kind safety. Like there was guys who've been before, been after, and they're not him. They're not the same level as that dude. This guy could cover the best cornerback you can think of. He could cover that well. You can catch as good as the best wide receivers. You know what I mean? Like he can hit you as hard as the hardest hitters. Like literally, if you wanted to put like the best of all the things you need for a safety, or from any position, so the best tackle, say best linebacker tackler, or you know what I mean, anything like that, the speed on a receiver, or all of that was in one guy. It's Sean Taylor. That's how good he was. He really was that. He really was him. Like, it's so like nobody's even people like Ed Reed the same man. No, this guy was different level. Even ahead of him.
And it's mad. It's mad now to see all of the players that come through that have. We had Gabe Taylor obviously as well in the practice in the off season, which was yeah. But it's awesome to see though that he was trying his best to do that, which was a good thing to see. But also at the same time, the players that are coming through now that wear 21, that understand why, and the legacy that he has, man.
All watch Sean Taylor take from 07, 08, all the way. No, so when did he pass? Was it
07?
He passed in 07.
Yeah.
So when he was 2004 draft. You have him 2 or 3 years before he passed. I can't remember. I know The rookie year he was number 36.
Yeah, he was 36. Then he went to 21
after that. So I think him for 2 or 3 years. I think before he got shot. So yeah, it's just awful, man.
Yeah, it was 2004. It was 2004 draft, mate. Yeah.
Was it? Yeah. I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 2 or 3 years. Yeah.
But I mean, you must have been pumped then when you saw this because you're a Gators fan as well. So obviously, he was with the Hurricanes, wasn't he? So yeah, you know more about you know more about him. But it's like, you know what I mean?
He was Miami, yeah, and that's when he got shot. He got shot in Miami, didn't he? He was at his house.
I know his house,
still living,
which is just crazy.
Yeah, just like so insane. Like what I'd say, he would have been like
100%.
The number one greatest safety in the NFL ever. I know everyone always said these guys the GOAT. No, this guy would have been the GOAT. The GOAT. Do you know what I mean? And it's such a shame we only seen 3 years of him because he would have been unreal.
I know.
Unreal.
But yeah, we just thought we'd bring that
up as well. That's how unlucky we are as a franchise. I think ever since that 91 season we won the Super Bowl. Since then we've just been fucking voodooed or something. Honestly, we must have been fucking hexed by someone. Because how unlucky
Jack Kent Cooks put some like hex somewhere, you know what I mean, and said, "Yeah, that's we're not going to do that." I don't know. I mean, we've had.
There's got to be something that's just gone Pete Tong there. You know what I mean? Like over the 20, 30, 40 years now, it's like, oh man, like
it's just
you can't have nice things. You know what I mean? Like we have a nice thing, and then something happens. Like he gets traded. Like Champ Bailey, for example. That's one that I always think of. Or the other nice thing, Sean Taylor, he gets killed. Or we had even this year. Armstrong was on fire at the start of the season. Might break all potentially sack records. Gets injured for 5 weeks, and now for the season, this is the thing that our team just doesn't get the rub. It doesn't get the rub of the green. Do you know what I mean? We always get the wrong side of it every time.
Jaden. Oh yeah, I know. It's just the injuries and it's just.
We're getting PTSD because of the RG3.
We are.
We're thinking Jaden's could be the same thing. Because he's injured in the second season, and he hasn't been the same as his first year.
I know. We'll do a bit of a preview on the Denver Broncos game then. Obviously, again, it's a late. Go on.
There was one here from. Was it Rod? I agree. Oh yeah, but the kicker. So why don't people draft kickers? I don't understand either, mate. I don't understand why they don't. I mean, some guys have took a risk on that. Was it Borregales who drafted a kicker this year? Yeah, the Patriots, they drafted a kicker. I know.
I do remember this actually because I think I was watching part of Red Zone.
Homo, wasn't he, for the pre-season?
Yeah, I was watching the Red Zone last week actually. When because we were on a bye.
Fitzgerald, they took one this year.
They did, yeah.
He's done okay. He's missed a couple, but he's been fine.
Cam Little from the Jags, he was a draftee.
Yeah, he's a draft pick. Yeah, but these newer guys are a different breed. These guys are hitting 60, 70, 65 yards.
Oh, ridiculous.
You know what I mean? It's like, come on. And that's the thing. I mean, Aubrey's that was the start of the new level of kicker.
The new breed.
Yeah, the new breed of kickers. And he was an XFL guy or UFL guy. I think they mentioned there. AR UFL guys have usually good kickers. Some. But obviously Dallas just got lucky and just landed perfect.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, if you find someone like that, then yeah, fair play. I mean, he was in the MLS, wasn't he? Like as a
UFL. UFL.
Oh, he was in the UFL as well, was he? All right.
UFL, yeah, that's the thing, and and that's it. Like, and that's why people think, oh yeah, that's why you can just get a kicker from the street and it'll end up being like Aubrey-esque type players. Well, no, you know what I mean? Like they just got pure lucky with that. Dallas got pure lucky with that, and
they did.
Then, look how many guys we've took off the streets. Absolutely dog shit who should still be on the streets. Yeah. I agree. I agree. I mean, I had to ring down to see what you want for him.
I'll trade you Terry McLaurin for your kicker. Thanks very much. Yeah.
Imagine.
Oh dear. No, I can't. Well, the Broncos, mate. We'll get into that. Obviously, another late game for us, man. I mean, They are 9-2. Monday Night Football. We're not flexed. I mean,
Sunday Night Football, innit?
Sorry, Sunday Night Football. Yeah, into Monday morning.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's going on with this game, man. I mean, I'm looking at it going, right, what are we going to do here? They're 9-2. They are first in the AFC West. Bo Nix has 2,421 yards. Their rushing yards receiver is J.K. Dobbins, 772. Cortland Sutton has the most, was a wide receiver for 649. But it's their defense that we've got to be worried about, mate. Their defense is a scary, scary outfit.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about this
lack of
game?
receivers. I mean, it's just a bad matchup
Yeah,
all the way through.
It really is. It's a terrible matchup, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it really is a terrible matchup for us. I mean, we are at home. We are getting a little bit more healthy, so they say.
Who? On defense, who's coming back?
I'll go through the injury report then while we're here because we just brought that up. So looking at the injury report, we had Zach Ertz on a rest day on Wednesday, Von Miller on a rest day.
Doesn't Zach Ertz on a rest day on game day?
Probably. Laramie Tunsil on a rest day. Anyone else on rest days? No. So they were the only three that were on like veteran rest days. There's a bit of an illness going around with long snapper Tyler Ott and Rodriguez Jr., both with illness. Noah Brown was limited with a groin stroke knee. Traylon Burks was limited with a finger. Obviously, JD is back training, but from Dan Quinn's press conference, he said he is not going to play this game. Jalen Lane was limited with a hip injury. Frankie Louvu, shoulder, limited. Terry McLaurin, limited, quad. Then full practices were Drake Jackson, defensive end. Safety Will Harris, concussion full. Ali Cahoe and Ben Sinnott with his ankle was also full.
So have they activated Jake Jackson?
Yes.
The 21 day window.
His 21-day window was open 2 weeks ago, yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. That's interesting.
As was Will Harris's. Will Harris's was a week before. And we do have one space on the roster as it stands right now. In fact, we have two. So they can both. So
do you think that Jackson will get some reps this week then?
Yeah, I do. I think he'll start, as a defensive end. I mean, that'll be the first game he's had in 19 months.
Yeah, exactly. You can't expect a lot, like.
So you can't. You're right. You can't expect a lot, but this is a former second-round pick. Or was he a first rounder? Was he a first rounder or a second rounder? He was a second rounder, wasn't he? Obviously for the 49ers. So it would have been, AP knows what talent is there, as we talked about before. But it's a shot in the dark, isn't it? As a defensive end.
Can you get that out of him again? Is this guy just still Chase Young?
Yeah, is he going to have a bend?
Yeah, it's Chase obviously, has got a little bit better again as he plays.
Yeah, I wanted to say that. I mean, I watched Chase Young again for New Orleans the other day, and he had a good game again, and he was decent, but he's carved a career, Chase Young, now out of not being this superstar that was heralded that we thought he was going to be.
Yeah, because he was going to be a game wrecker.
He's an average defensive end.
Yeah, well, he is now. I mean, but that's the thing. You see, his level dropped because of his knee.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. He can't do the same things he did before it. I mean,
no chance.
He was the rookie of the year. You know what I mean? Like, there's levels. You know what I mean? Like, this guy was going to be the generational pass rusher. He was going to be the next bloody Joey Bosa and all them guys. And obviously, his knee blew out, and that was the end of him. But then, it took him a while to get back. And when he came back, he wasn't the same dude, and he had an ego about him because he still thought he was still the superstar, and he wasn't at the level anymore. But he has got better again. He's got more in football shape again. But that's took him 3 years. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what are we going to think about this guy? This guy is going to take him 3 years to get back to kind of anything like he used to be. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see how he goes. I can't expect miracles from that dude, mate. 18, 19 months out. It's going to be quite tough to see him come in and start lighting it up. You know what I mean?
I agree with you completely. But you never know. You have to look and say, well,
never know, but worth a try, I suppose.
It is worth a try.
It's definitely worthwhile taking a risk on that because high upside. I mean, what's the worst going to happen? He can't make it, but then he cut him for buttons. You know what I mean? So, I wasn't unhappy when we actually got him. You know, I thought, well, what else can we lose? You know what I mean? Not a lot.
Yeah. We'll get into the main part of this. I'm the same. I always forget Von's on the team. Agreed. Because he's not there. You know what I mean? You don't see him.
Yeah, the problem is with Von is that he's playing too much.
Yeah, he
at
is.
his age because of injuries. You know, and he's not as effective because he is a third down pass rusher nowadays because he just hasn't got a motor anymore. So you ask him to play more, his effectiveness drops. And as you say, half the time you don't see him. He's on the field, but you don't see him because he's just getting rinsed. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's all wrong, man. It's gone.
So we'll get into it then. How do we fix the foundations then of this team moving into 2026? I mean, I know it's early to talk about it when we're in November and we're only just on Thanksgiving, but we know, and you know, this is a lost season now. We are in what should be year 2 of a rebuild, but as we've said before, now back at year 1 by the looks of it, because AP has took a swing and it missed. Not on everything, but on some of it, and the parts that he thought he could fix, he couldn't fix. So what would you do then? I mean, we have 34 signed players for next season. That's it.
So you need 20 more, and that's without the other guys with camp and all the rest of it. That's just like a 55-man squad. What 54-man roster of it is?
53. 53, yeah.
So yes, with 3 quarterbacks, you get 54. So you're looking at 21.
Yeah.
Right. So
pretty much.
Yeah. So it's kind of like who you keeping, who you getting rid of, and to be fair, I wouldn't keep a lot of them. But the problem is, like, again, you're ripping it all up again.
And do you go down the route now of 1 year deals again and again? I mean,
but the problem is the 1 year deal thing. That's only good for like a vet, as in like true, like a Von Miller who's looking to try and win something, and you know what I mean, one of those things. But with that comes ego. You're gonna get a lot more egos in this dressing room.
So I've got the list. I've got the list here, and I mean we can probably go through it.
What I'm looking for, you've got to get yourself the pillar of your team. Do you know what I mean? Like, you got to start off with that. Like if you're looking at football, like normal soccer, you always look for the solid spine, don't you? First, solid keeper, centre back. Yeah, with NFL, you're looking for your pillar players. So you're looking for your tackles. Okay, so
I think we're sorted there.
Yeah, I think we're okay. I think offensive line wise, I think the tackles will be fine. I think we still need a little bit better on the interior. Personally, I still think we need a little bit more, but that's okay. I mean, at the moment you can work with what you've got there. You don't have to go out and buy an expensive offensive lineman in the summer. You know what I mean? You haven't got to do that this time. I think we can get away with it. So it's not a bad offensive line, really. Just need to play more together and get more gelled. I think Cosme caused a lot of problems. Being honest with the Rook.
Coleman.
Yeah. Not Coleman.
No, Coleman. Connolly.
Sorry. I think that they just have not gelled yet. But that takes reps and time, So I'm not giving up on that just yet. So the offensive line's okay. You've got the quarterback. That's important. So at the moment, you've got solid base and offense. You've got hopefully back to first year Jaden, which would be amazing. A decent offensive line. Okay. So that's pillars. Then you need at least one top receiver to go with. At least one, preferably 2. But obviously beggars can't be choosers. If that's Terry, if he's healthy, okay. If it's not, we need somebody else. All right, so we need the receiver. Debo, isn't it? We've seen it. We've seen it that without having Terry on the field, Debo is a shell of the former man that he is. He isn't the vertical threat. He's the horizontal threat.
Yeah.
So everyone knows
in the slot. I'm happy with Debo, but not as an outside receiver.
Yeah, he should not be wide receiver 1, and that's exactly what he is doing at the moment. And that's not good. And that's because of injuries. That's not his fault. That's not. It's just unfortunate how it's worked out. But again, he would be a guy that you would keep if he was going to be your wide receiver 3. As you say, he's going to be your guy, kind of like your slot guy, your kind of horizontal guy, the jack of all trades. Jet sweeps, da. Great, yeah. That's his role. That's what he should be. But would you pay another $20 million for that? I wouldn't have that. I wouldn't be doing that this time, man. So it's kind of, unless he takes a lesser deal and he wants to stay, then okay. After that, offense, you're still looking at what? I think offense, you still need running backs, but again, you can do running back by committee like we have done. yes, it would be nice to get an upgrade on what we've got. I mean, we've got some decent guys, but no great guys. You can see the difference when you see like a Gibbs. You see someone like that. He gets the ball and he is a threat every single time he gets it.
Gibbs is ridiculous, though.
Yeah,
He's
so
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, and he's just. I know I'm looking at the elite guys here, but it would make a hell of a lot of difference to our offense if we can get somebody like that in the draft or whatever. I've not looked through the draft yet, so I don't know who's coming through who's like really stand out. But yeah, so offense, you've kind of got half the pieces already, okay, which is good. You're going to need. It's good because obviously you only got so much money, and a lot of our guys, are on 1 year deals on the other side, especially on the other side of the ball. So if you're looking at the other end, looking at defense, you've got to look at your bookend tackle again, your D ends. You got to look at your corners, right? So they're the most important positions on the defense. And so our D ends aren't good enough.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, Lil C. White. Appreciate you being here, mate, on Thanksgiving. We don't celebrate it, but you guys do, so we understand why.
I do. My granddad's American. I do.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. All right. Happy Turkey Day, Scouse.
Yeah, happy Turkey Day. That's why I call it Turkey Day. So my DNs. I'm looking at the DNs. We need upgrades there big time because these guys aren't good enough. I mean, Armstrong. Yes, okay. He's proven that he could be your DN2 guy, yeah? But you still need that elite guy on the edge. You still need the one real top guy if you can get one.
Yeah.
But because those guys cost a lot of money because it's a premier position, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you're thinking, okay, so what you got to do there? Linebackers, yes, it's weak. I mean, Bobby probably go this year.
Yeah, I agree.
You're gonna look at McGee potentially starting, who shows, upside.
Flashes. It's got flashes, but that's it.
Flashes of some good play, then with some real bad play, and it's like, okay, well, he's young, you might learn. Yeah, okay, fine. Would I be happy with him starting right this moment? Probably not. As in for next season, I probably wouldn't be happy unless I start to see more improvement over the next few weeks. Then you got Luvu again. He should go back to linebacker. Forget him being a rusher, right? Just come for him for like some delayed blitzes at times. That's all I want from him. I don't want him to be an actual rusher always trying to continue to get the quarterback. I've had him play actual linebacker.
Linebacker, yeah.
Play at the linebacker position again rather than trying to be. I know I understand why we've done it this year because of injuries, but that's not his game really. I know he can rush, but it's not his biggest asset. Then corners. Are you good enough at corner? Now, I don't think we are. Lattimore's going to be gone.
Yeah, we need to upgrade corner, definitely.
You've got to cut him, but I mean, I don't.
100%. You're not spending $16 million next season on Lattimore. No chance.
Especially with a torn ACL, coming off a torn ACL, there's no chance. No. So he'll be cut or he'll come back at dirt cheap, one of the two. Either way, he still shouldn't be starting for any team. Then you've got Amos, who I do like.
Yeah, I like Amos a lot.
I like Amos. I like Samverstill, but again, I still think Samverstill. His rope is getting shorter. He's making way too many mistakes this season. But I'm not giving up on Samverstill just yet. But
in the slot or outside?
Yeah, preferably. I mean, I'd like to keep him and Noah as the slot guys, really. Because I know you go, "Oh, Noah is not great," but
I do. I think he's okay.
In the slot, he's serviceable. We can't afford to get world class across the whole board this season.
No, you can't do that.
Turnover. So I mean, if he's cheap, I'll keep him around. But again, do we really want to see him on the field? Not really, but. If he comes in here and there, then fair enough. But we still clearing all at one cornerback position, really, because Jonathan Jones ain't it anymore. He's not. He's old. So who've you got? We need another corner. Yeah, we need another corner. Safeties, again. I mean, Quan Martin's gone down, I think, in his play.
I think we need a safety desperately.
He's forgotten how to tackle. I don't know what's happened to him.
What you mean, Mr. Name? I call him Mr. Nameplate now because he just tackles with his nameplate.
Yeah, throws his own back into it. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, did you see the guy for today's game? Actually, the Green Bay game. Any of it?
Yeah, I saw bits of it. I saw it when it was
Williams' touchdown for Detroit.
Yes.
Did you? It was like a quick short to the outside.
Yeah, I did see it. Yeah.
Quick pass, basically. Well, mate, and that guy came in and he had him wrapped up. What did he do? He tries to throw his shoulder.
Yeah, and he got injured.
And Williams just spun him like he wasn't there. And then he went all the way for touchdown. And that guy had him in the backfield.
Was that to make it? That was just before half time. That wasn't it? Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, his name was Valentine, playing for
right. Okay.
Green Bay. It's like, mate, what are you doing? Like, you wrapped him up. It's a 5-yard loss. Instead, he goes 35 for the touchdown. It's like, it's all these DBs. They just don't know how to tackle. It's crazy, man. Like, what are you doing?
That's the odd thing. I just can't understand how they can't teach tackling.
Don't want the smoke, dude. You just don't want that physicality. You don't want that. I'm looking to hit somebody. You know what I mean? Like, there's not many corners who really like that side of it.
Or safeties, for that matter.
Yeah, or safeties. Yeah, corners and safeties.
I mean,
the box safeties tend to hit more than say the free safety. But in general, yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is, man. I think a lot of these DBs just don't like the contact.
I think getting Will Harris back will help. I actually quite liked him before he was injured. I didn't see there was a huge drop off between Jeremy Chin and him, but I do think Chin has been a miss this season because of the injuries and because of where we are. So I agree with you there completely on what you're trying to do. I mean, the biggest upgrade for me that we can fix in the season is off the field. And it's in coaching. I mean, he has to go. I don't even care if you demote him in what position he's already been demoted. Is Joe Witt Jr. He's not taking the play calls anymore. You said it before when we first started the show today that you've noticed the difference with Dan Quinn taking the play calling on. Yeah, people were in the right spots.
Yeah,
they were in the right spots. It has been simplified. Played a lot of zone, not so much man. Which is great.
We played a lot
and
more
then you think, okay, how can we make this better? Now, I think, in all honesty, we tried to get this person in last season under the first season, and we couldn't get him in as a coach. But I think now that you take him and you say, right, Al Harris who was at the Cowboys, he's at the Bears at the minute. He's their defensive passing game coordinator or I don't know what he is, some sort of role over at the Bears. But he left the Cowboys and went over to the Bears this season. But if you're offering him a promotion as a coordinator, they can't stand in the way of them doing that for interview. Yeah. So I think this is the time now. I mean, this is the guy who made Bland a superstar. This is the guy who's, who's made players out there for the Cowboys look very good, knows how Quinn wants to work the system. We'll have no issues with tying into what Joe Witt's been trying to do for us. You won't probably hear this ball is life bullshit.
Do you want more of the same though?
I don't want more. It won't be more of the same. It won't be more of the same.
Why though?
I don't think it will. I don't think it will.
Coach. But the thing is, though, coach.
Yeah, I think he's just a better coach.
Is another thing.
True.
It's understanding the situation of where you are at that time, that down and distance, and you know what I mean. It's a lot more just being a good coach and a good man manager as such. You know what I mean. It's kind of, I mean, even Rod mentioned it. You can't even coach tackling in preseason. You can't. Yeah,
so he's the defensive pass game coordinator and DB coach at the Bears at a minute.
Yeah, I mean the Bears aren't great on that. Aren't that great on defense?
No, but he was very. But he was very good at the Cowboys. But who do you?
Yeah, the Cowboys never did a great defense. Even made Bland better. You know what I mean? Maybe he did make Bland better. And Bland's decent. Yeah, Trayvon Diggs. He was getting toasted, or he was getting interceptions. That was the only thing that was happening with him.
Yeah, it was one or the other. It was totally one or the other. Yeah,
that high or that low, it was that bad. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I'd have someone different. I'd have another fresh impetus. Completely different.
Would you want completely different ideas?
Yeah, I want some ideas, man. I want some different ideas. I want a different way of playing it. I want a guy who's innovative. That's what I want. So I want a younger guy who's probably got some better ideas, fresh ideas to combat all these fancy trick plays that we're seeing nowadays. I mean, look at the teams now doing the fake touch push and then running with it and then going for touchdown.
Yeah.
It's happening quite regularly at the moment. So it's actually 2 teams have tried fake touch pushes and they've actually rolled out and ran all the way because all the players were that close to try and stop it.
Rod says, "Who's at the 49ers?" Yeah, probably.
No, I don't mean on that bit. I don't. Their defense is crap as well. I don't want to see it on that.
I mean,
You know, I
The
wanna
other
see
thing is it positional coaches that you need to
yeah,
move on
I
from?
want Denver's. Yeah, go and get me Denver's guys. Go and get me some of them.
Yeah.
Go get me their coach or their DB coordinator or whatever the hell it is. Give me
Steelers have
him.
got a decent defense as well. Maybe they've got someone hiding over there. I don't
Yeah,
know. We'll wait and see. But
I want.
coaching's probably the biggest thing that you can do to change this up. I think you do need fresh impetus. I agree with you there.
I mean,
We've got to talk.
for all the names of our super, like this time last year, we we're going, oh, how good's our coaching staff?
I know.
We were, weren't we? Oh, how good! Look at this guy. We got Anthony Lynn doing this. We got this guy doing that, and it was great. Yeah, all great. But
All ex-head coaches and all that sort of
all these
stuff.
guys
You're
are
like,
old. That's the thing. All these guys are old, and they played the game
Yeah.
the way it was 15, 20 years ago.
yeah.
It's different, man. It's different, and they got found out after 1 year. They got found out. End of story. So it's kind of I need some new, fresh guys, like younger guys who innovative, who've got that bright genius kind of spark in them. Do you know what I mean? I want something like that. I'm gonna start looking around and see if I can actually do some research on some dudes from college or I say maybe some DB's guy or whatever. You know what I mean? From teams.
You know who we're going to end up with, don't you? We're going to end up with Raheem Morris.
Al Harris. Yeah.
No, we're going to end up with Raheem Morris.
You think so?
Yeah, he'll get fired from the Falcons as their head coach, and then it'll be, what can I do? Well, I like defense. I was with Dan Quinn when he was in Atlanta. Yeah, that's exactly where we're going to go. You know it. I'm calling it here first. Would
it be interesting to get a wink?
Yeah, I'd like that. He's good.
Different how we played it. 80% of the time. So that'd be interesting.
Just didn't like it, but you need defensive ends for that, Scouse.
If you can get anyone, if you're doing cover zero all the time, I mean, I think you can bound to get somebody open on the quarterback.
So we need to talk about it, and part of our questions as well is one from Rod, and we'll get into it. Ayuk and the situation with Brandon Ayuk over at the 49ers. He voided his guaranteed money on his contract, $27 million. A very, very strange move from a wide receiver. I don't understand if this is diva behaviour or if it is something that's more internal into the 49ers organisation and between him and the organisation. I believe he is a bit of a diva. Most of the big wide receivers are divas, if we're being honest. You know what I mean? That's the way they like to be. It looks like he's going to move on in the off-season. Obviously, he's had a terrible knee injury. Would you take a chance on him, Scouse, being Jaden's best mate and all that as well?
I mean, not because he's Jaden's best mate, but all day. If this guy's available and it's not like it's horrific 30 million.
I want 30 million a year. Yeah.
Now that could be the problem. The sticking point could be that. I mean, but if you can get him cheaper than that, and obviously your medical guys do a good thing.
Cleared him.
Like, this guy's like, he is really ready to go. I'm all for it, man. Of course you might go, well, he's a diva. Well, the thing is, as you say, most of the higher level receivers are. But also, we need dogs on this team. What I've noticed recently, over the Dan Quinn era and even the last year of Ron, it was all about great guys, nice people. Now that gets you so far, but then sometimes at certain positions, you need that real dog. Do you know what I mean? And we haven't got any.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, we've got no dogs like that. We've got no mentality monsters like that. So I want one of those. So if Ayuk's available and it's not horrific price, then I'm all over it. Me.
So Rod's take on it. He said he got this question into me. He said, "So I said last year, when Ayuk got injured, I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up in Washington. So what the pros for signing him would be? JD5 knows him, trusts him." Which has been an issue this year from JD trusting people. He's an out-and-out proven deep threat, which is what we need, because Noah Brown won't be re-signed, he says. He also got a good relationship with Debo, and AP knows him. The cons, will he be the same player after the injury? It seems to be a bit of drama.
It was an ACL. It wasn't like they tore his knee up completely. It wasn't that. It's just taken him a while to get back.
He said he's always seemed to be a bit of a drama given the angst created during contract talks and now the guarantees to be voided. This could be a part of the plan to get with JD. He says, personally, if the 49ers don't want to do it and they release him and opens his contract situation up, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of guys will go, "Oh no, we don't want this guy. He's a diva. He cause like it might be a cancer in the dressing room or whatever." I mean, I understand those arguments, but the thing
I get it. But do you hear that with George Pickens? Do you hear that with CeeDee Lamb? Do you hear that with
and George Pickens is a crazy guy as well?
Yeah. Do you hear that with Brown at the foot? We hear he's a diva and he's an arsehole at Philly, but it's like
AJ Brown. Yeah, okay, yeah.
It is what it is. Every team seems to have a diva receiver.
But those guys are the ones who are the higher echelon receivers.
Yeah, they're the elite. They're the elite.
It's about, because in their mind, it's about me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the fucking guy. You know what I mean? I'm the guy who's going to get the touchdowns. You're going to get me the ball. You know what I mean? So this is what most of the big guys are like. Mm-hmm. And as I say, he's got that instant chemistry, and he literally is Jaden's best friend. Now we obviously he's friends with these guys, but he literally is his best friend. So,
but then you see it on Instagram,
and you know what I mean. So
you see it on Instagram not even a week ago, Scouse, when all this is kicking off with him, and he's FaceTiming JD saying, "How long are you going to be back? How long are you out for?" And JD's like, "Oh, I'm back next week," and it's like,
yeah,
all right, you know what I mean?
Can you buy him a watch or something?
Yeah.
Yes. Like watch. So it's all like this kind of these are genuine friends, and it definitely helps because they'll have that instant chemistry. They've played together at college for years, and it's
well, he was where was Brandon Ayuk at? Was he at Arizona State? He wasn't at LSU, was he?
He was LSU, wasn't he?
Was he? No, I thought that was Lee. I thought that was
because he had him, didn't he? And he had Brian Thomas with him as well.
No, it was Neighbors. Neighbors and Thomas were the two.
Oh, okay. Oh, so
I think he was Arizona State. I think the year before, or not Arizona State.
It was. Arizona State.
Yeah. I didn't want to misquote myself. Then I had to check it out myself.
What's interesting, and they're still best friends after 1 year. Interesting. Because Daniel's moved then to LSU.
That's it. Yeah, he went transfer portal and moved on. But yeah, I mean, what else would you look to do in the off season then? I mean, is there anyone out there that you think, oh man, I mean, there's the question: will Terry be in next season?
I think yes.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
I do think you'll be. I just think if you just
it might have to be wide receiver 1B or 2. Even at that point,
I think at his money, what he's obviously unhappy with the contract he signed. You can tell.
Yeah.
But how good was it to see him on the field? Was it against Dallas and he scored? Was it Dallas? He played then he got hurt again in the same game. Was it that one?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
I can't remember who he played against, but it was a really nice touchdown. It's like, oh, this is how it's meant to be. And then he got hurt and he was off. No, again, he injured it again. So, so that was upsetting. But again, it's. Is it a genuine injury? Is it this hernia that I keep mentioning? Is it something like that he needs surgery on? That no one's saying anything. Is it just a hip flexor? Is it just his quad? But the thing is, though, a normal quad injury is 4 to 6 weeks, and he was out for 4 weeks, 5 weeks before he came back, and he re-injured it again straight away. So is it? That?
So Rod says, does DP get traded for picks, Daron Payne? I don't think you get much for Daron Payne, mate. To be fair, now.
No,
he's only got a year left. It's got one more year left after this, but no guaranteed money. So that's a problem.
So one, he's not going to play on that. If you're not going to give him any guaranteed money, he's not going to play. Let's end the story. No one plays like that. No one does. Mm-hmm. It's like you want to restructure me, fine, but you'd be getting some guaranteed dollars somewhere.
So I think you could be a restructure candidate. You know what I mean, and say, right, we'll restructure your deal, but we'll give you guaranteed money.
Yeah,
similar
and then to what we did. The cap level, which can
similar to what we did with Debo. You know what I mean, and say, here you go, here's a bit more money. That's the sort of thing that you can easily do to not piss people off and make sure that they will play. But Daron Payne, I mean, he had a good start to the season. I don't know if he.
I think he's been good. But again, he hasn't been great, but he's been good. I think he's been our best.
He's still been good.
Probably our best player on the D line, like throughout the year.
Yeah, consistently.
Yeah, consistently been our best player. But again, is he worth 20+ mil a year? I don't think so. but he probably would get that somewhere else. He probably would get that as a contract somewhere. But he's not too old yet. I think like he's what, 28, something like that.
28, yeah.
So again, this is his last big contract realistically. So he'll be after the English somewhere. So
I don't know the Chiefs game, Ian. I'll have a look at it later, mate. I'm trying not to see the scores, but I keep seeing he's saying the Chiefs game's on against the Cowboys. I don't know what the score is, but I keep seeing WhatsApp kicking off. So I mean, I'm assuming that something's happening with that.
On a 70-yarder again over Bland's head. Yeah, that's probably about right. You know what I mean?
Probably. Last fan questions then, mate. We'll get into them. So Rod says, "Okay, Scott, I'm losing the plot now with these analysts. A few who I really like, included skirt around the edges of why the defense has been so bad, but it turns around in Madrid, and it's easy to see why. Joe Witt's scheme and play calling were confusing, and the defensive players all season poor communication, bad eye discipline, broken coverages, very reminiscent of EB's offense in many ways. DQ takes over DC, and we move from man to zone, simplifying the scheme, and everyone understands what is to do and is on board. I'm sick and tired of them not calling out Joe Witt. Joe Witt is the bloody issue, and it infuriates me. Sorry, rant over."
I totally agree. Joe Witt is the biggest problem. He really was. There's so many times in games where it's 3rd and 1, and then we're dropping 8 into coverage. What are you doing? It's stupidity type stuff, and the guys are getting an easy 5-yard pitch out to the side. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of what it's not. He doesn't understand situations where they are down and distance, all the rest of it.
It is weird.
The right play at the right times. DQ is very good at that. He's done it for years. Do you know what I mean? And you can see the difference. You can see look at the 4th down stops. We didn't stop anybody for 2 games straight.
Mm-hmm.
He scored on every possession. Seattle.
Yeah, we didn't punt. Seattle punted once.
He scored on every fucking drive.
Seattle punted once on purpose. It was a purposeful punt. They did it on purpose. It wasn't like, we're punting because we've lost possession. They punted because they wanted. It was to do with the time. Yeah.
That's what
and then you had the Detroit punter who was like, you know what? I'm going to go on the tour of fucking DC. He might as well have gone and had a look at the White House and whatever else.
He got used. He didn't need them. That's what I'm saying. He scored on every single drive. So, and then to see against, it's still a pretty solid offense in Miami. They have some really good players on that offense. And to get a lot of actual stops to make them punt the ball away. I mean,
it was good.
And before that, and when we held and
turnover on downs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
great.
Down to 1 yard line stops and stuff like that. Like that for me tells me that the players haven't given up on DQ. That's why for me DQ can stay. But the players have shown that they actually still listen. They still want to fight for him. And when the players fight for him, the manager still got a chance. Yeah. Joe Witt, see ya.
Agreed. On that though, Yam's also got a similar point to that. It's kind of similar. He's tweeted in and said, "What needs to occur for each of you to salvage this season? As they say, it makes you to something to make you look forward to next season, and not feel as bleak as I do."
Well, for me, if you're going to bring Jaden back, he's got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Even if he don't actually play that well, I don't want him getting hurt. I don't want to see him banged up anymore. I don't want to see him hobbling around. I don't want to see him getting fucking arm in a sling. I don't want to see nothing like this. You know what I mean? I don't want to see that at all. So if he isn't going to come back for the last 4 or 5 games, whatever it is that's left, that he'll just come back for. No injuries to him. I'll be happy with that. That'll give me he's going to be good. He'll be good again next season. You know what I mean? So that's one. How to salvage the season? I mean, I don't think it's salvageable at this point. I really don't. I think the defense is what it is. I mean, yes, we'll be better even against Detroit. Against Denver coming up. I think we'll give them some issues to deal with for their offense, but their defense is just way better than ours, and we're not going to score any points. So
that's the problem.
So we're just going to we are going to get pumped. Let's face it, we are going to get hammered in this one, and Sean Payton wants to put the boot in. He's one of those type of guys. You know what I mean? Like he wants to put that boot in on people. If he can get 50, he'll go for 50. To see what I mean? Like, well, we're not taking it easy, taking his players out. He'd be like, nah, I'm going all the way. You really want to hurt you? That's what Sean Payton's all about. So, yeah. So, but from defensive side, I mean, I don't think there's anything really you can actually ask for. I mean, he played better. That's all I wanted to see. I wanted to see proof of life.
Yeah, me too.
All that. So, okay. It's hard to kind of get more.
Yeah, for me, I mean, slightly different.
To be fair, going forward, but
slightly different answer from me. I mean, I'm similar to you. I want to see JD actually play. I think this whole shut him down thing, I get it. I understand where people are coming from, but I think it's a load of nonsense. I think you need to just, if you're a quarterback and you need to play and you're injured, then and you're coming back from injury and everyone's saying you're fit, then they have egos the same as wide receivers, which we were talking about before, the same as DBs. They have to play the game. Let him play. He needs reps. He needs to see what he's got. He needs to get used to it. He needs to get used to all the timings, all that sort of stuff. Still needs to go.
For that angle,
do you want to shut him down? Do you?
He doesn't need reps, because in the day, reps with Chris Moore ain't gonna do shit for him. Do you know what I mean?
Understand. I understand what you're saying, but
out there. He's got
in game reps is what I'm saying. He needs to see live defenses. That's what he needs to react to.
He's seen them before, mate. He's seen them all before. It's just I mean, personally, if it was me, yes, I would shut him down. But I'm pro player with injuries.
Wow.
I'm pro player. But I know that they're not. Because the way they're talking about it, they're going to play him. Which is all. So I'm moving my way towards, if he's going to play, I want him to stay healthy. I don't really care about. Of course, it'd be nice to see him play well, but I just want to see him get a bit of confidence back. You know what I mean? Because he's playing, but when he's playing, he was playing banged up and low confidence because he was missing so many open receivers. Even bad guys like Chris Moore was open at times, and he was missing the throw. He wasn't even seeing the throw. He was running before. That's how that's a guy who's lack of confidence. I trust myself instead. Do you know what I mean? So then he gets hurt because he's getting banged up. Yeah. So this is the problem. So if you're going to play him, he's got to stay clean. I don't want this guy getting whacked all over the gaff. End the story. That's the only thing I'm looking into. But if I was manager, what I would do if I was Dan Quinn, right? Being honest, if I was Dan Quinn, I'd be ringing up Josh Harris and saying, "Look, is my job on the line here? Genuinely, at the end of the season, is it on the line or not? Be honest with me, because if it's on the line, I'm bringing JD back. End the story. If it's not, I'd leave him off. I wouldn't play him.
Wow.
So, because end of the day, what's the point? Like literally, what is the point? Oh, he needs the reps. Is that going to make a massive difference to him? I don't think it would, because he's playing with bums along with him. The receivers are crap. He's not going to play with them next season because they're all going to be cut. Yeah. So is that really going to be the real deal? Does he really trust these receivers? No. So is he really going to get any real improvement in himself from that? I don't think he will. So, and then, as I say, now, unfortunately, I don't want us to tank, but, if we lose, it's not going to hurt as much, because it's just like, well, we're not making the playoffs. You know that now.
Yeah.
So again,
we're gonna win out, Scouts.
Games, and there's meaningful games. I get it, but it's like, are they really meaningful now?
We're gonna win out. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, okay, yeah. If he comes back, are we somehow beat Detroit this week? It's Detroit. But
Denver. I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Shock the world. Okay. I start to ride some of this kind of white horse stuff going on, and JD comes back, and okay. Let's see if we can try and win a few more games, but. If we can't get a win against Denver, mate, we're done. Listen, I know we're basically done now, but I mean, we would definitely be done then.
100% out. Yeah, we're out then. Our final question, mate. We've got a couple of questions here, like two-parters from Tim Towner. Thanks, shout out to Tim. He always puts in really, really interesting ones. He says, part one, every year there seems to be one or two teams that rise from the bottom to the top. Who are those teams for you this year?
Well, the Colts is one, for sure.
Colts, yeah. Pats, been unbelievable this year as well. Pats have been good. And then I suppose in the NFC side, you've got Bears and Rams, but Rams were pretty good team anyway. Pretty good team, yeah. And the Bears, the Bears, despite what they had, they weren't that bad last year. So I suppose in the NFC there isn't much change. Do you know what I mean? As in, there's not much.
I mean, Chicago ain't going to beat any of the big boys. I mean, the biggest shock is that KC and Buffalo aren't as good as they have been over the past few years.
Oh yeah, they've been poor.
They're beating them now, so it's like, oh, okay, this is interesting. I actually like it. I don't want to see a team going 15-0, 17-0. I don't want to see that. I want to see it being close. This is the whole point of the NFL, wasn't it? The bum teams get higher draft picks to make them a bit better, to take on the other better teams, try to make it a bit more equal. Yeah, that's why there's a salary cap. Everyone does the same thing. Yeah, so anyone could win at any time. Which I like that idea. Even though it hasn't been that way for a lot, really. But, so it's always been KC and Eagles up there, But again,
and they are again. But I mean,
Eagles are still there, and But what I'm trying to say is it's nice to see like these teams losing games that you wouldn't expect them to lose.
I don't know. I don't know how the Colts lost last week to the Chiefs, man. I don't know how they let that slip.
Yeah, they basically they blew it, didn't they? Yeah. It's like you can tell they're not used to winning games. I know they won a lot this year, but what I mean is it's not ingrained in them. You know what I mean? Like we are a winning organization. We win every year, and we go far every year. That's what KC do. Even though KC didn't play that well, he got the job done, didn't he? I mean, it's like the Giants against Detroit last week as well. The Giants had them by the balls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just went and then blew it because bad teams find a way to lose.
Yeah, you've said that years. You said that for years.
Giants are one. We're another one this year. We find a way to lose. We snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. And this is the kind of crap that we do, and Giants do, and other bad teams do. And even though this year Indianapolis are different, as in they actually are a winning organization this year and they're playing good football, when it really came down to the crunch, they bottled it. You know what I mean?
They did. You're right.
And that's why I know that they won't go far in the playoffs. But as a actual team of being from bum team to higher, I think they're the best team, the biggest.
Yeah, New England as well. Very good this year.
Good, but you knew they had the quarterback.
It's true, and I suppose the Colts don't necessarily have a quarterback. They have Daniel Jones.
Danny Jones. I mean, he's been solid. He's been solid. It shows what a decent actual scheme can do, and a good old line can actually do for you.
True.
Because
I actually don't rate their O-line. I don't think it's that
really good, man. It's really good, their O-line. Way better than ours. To destroy ours any day of the week.
The second part of this, it says the massive improvements may be due to schedule, and teams playing weaker divisions have easier schedules, therefore end up with a better record. He said, so now that we are plus 12 weeks into the season, rate the 4 divisions in the NFC and the AFC for this year. I mean, we'll have to come back to that bit, I think, next week, because that'll take far too long. Final question. He says, I'm stealing this from Bram Weinstein. He says, explain how you would view the team if we didn't fumble late in the game against Chicago, and if Gay makes the field goal against Miami, we'd be 5-6. Would you be looking at the 2026 draft, or would you be looking at the final playoff spot?
Yep.
That's
the difference.
But if my grandma had wheels, should be a bike. Do you know what I mean? Ifs, buts, and maybes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's the problem.
If my auntie had balls, she could be called Alan. You know what I mean? It's just,
Even Rod mentioned something similar. 3 games you lost by 1 score. If we had won them, we'd be, in a lot better position, and we'd be trying to aim for that last spot, and we would. And
but then that's that.
Come back, and all these other things should be happening, and
And that's the thing last year, is we were so close. I mean, 7 games last year, 1-score games that we won. 7.
Yeah.
Now we can't do that. You know what I mean? So when you look back at that, you think to yourself, okay, we rode lightning in a bottle last year.
We were confident last year, though. We were confident, especially on
I don't think we are. Yeah, just didn't. Don't look it now.
You knew JD was the man. You knew JD was going to go down there and get it done. Like everyone knew it. Their defenses knew it as well, and he still couldn't stop him. This year was all like, oh yeah, he's shit. He's not the same dude. But having 3 injuries and 3 different body parts, that will make you a different player. To be fair,
it's hard. But I agree. I would be aiming for a playoff spot. I'd be
100%.
looking, saying, We're going into divisional games. There's a lot going on here.
Exactly. We could win out in our division. No, 4 games left. Is it 3 or 4 games left in the division? No?
2 against the Eagles. We haven't played the Eagles yet, have we?
No.
One Dallas, and we've got one more against the Giants.
We got 4 out of 6. So you know what I mean? Like, those things could have made a big difference, you know. But now it doesn't mean shit because we're too far back. And even if you did win some games, all it's going to do is hurt our draft stock. That's why again the reason why not bringing JD back. That's why I wouldn't do it unless if I was Dan Quinn, knowing my ass is on the hot seat, then it's a different ball game because he's got to win some games. You know what I mean? He's got to win some games, otherwise he's going to get fired. It's different. It's different when your ass is on the line and when it isn't. You know
and Rod's right. Rod's right. He says the NFL is narrow margins. Usually, yeah, absolutely right.
Most teams tend to lose. Most teams tend to lose the game rather than actually win the game.
Yeah. Most games are not blowouts. Yeah.
Whoever wins the game tend to be the ones who make less mistakes. That's all. Most teams are similar-ish. Just more consistent.
That's the problem.
You play better every play more than. No, there's no big fuck-ups like we do. Blown coverages and I go for 80. You know what I mean? Like those things don't happen to the big teams that often. It does happen still sometimes, but most of the time it doesn't. And let's say it's small margins. It is, and that's just where you're looking at this extra 1% from that guy, extra 2% from this guy in performance. And if you can get those things, then you got to make it into a solid team, just like we had first year. Everything just rolled well. It just went smooth. You know what I mean?
It did.
We didn't have many injuries, and when we did do it back in a few weeks, it wasn't like season enders. So it was nice, and DQ was riding that wave of that positivity and. Having a superstar quarterback who started after the first 3 weeks was pretty average in the first 2-3 weeks, then kicked off and become amazing. Oh yeah, man, we're the team, and we did win all the way nearly, So, but yeah, way too quickly for us, I think.
Just got ahead of our skis, didn't we, Scouts? That was the thing.
Way too far, and then we thought we got better. Oh, we got better players this year. Nah.
That was the other thing. The last thing, the last thing I wanted to mention as well before we go, and Thursday is the in-season Hard Knocks. On HBO. HBO next Thursday, starting the 4th. Yeah. So if you want to watch a little bit of insight into the Commanders, I do not want to watch that at all. I'm just like, no.
That instead.
I will watch it, but obviously I don't particularly want to enjoy watching it. But
I'm like at the time going, why, man? Like, what's going on here?
Well, you know what'll happen? We'll get like 10 minutes, if that. We don't even get that. It was like, who was it last year? It was the AFC North, and I think like the Browns got about 4 minutes per episode, if that. We'll be like that. You know what I mean? Because it'll all be about the Giants in one episode, because obviously Dayball being fired. Then it was all Eagles, Super Bowl champs, blah 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 blah. Then the love in America's team, yeah, all that shit. So yeah, we got no chance in this. We're probably going to be on there for about
they'll just put on 4 things minutes. Like when DD gets hurt, it'll just be stuff like that. When he
yeah. Ooh. Oh, what's happening? Here's Dan Quinn in a team meeting looking pissed off, saying the same thing. I can't give you an injury update till Wednesday, Fuck off, will you? Just stop. Just fucking tell us who's injured.
Yeah. Tell us the injury, you bastard.
The one thing that made me laugh my head off was I was watching his press conference yesterday, and I was actually sitting there thinking it in my head, and the first comment was, "Nice word salad, coach." And I thought, yeah, it just comes out with the same shit every single time. Yeah. And I mean, I'm not trying to be rude to him, because he is very engaging with the press pack, which is good. It's great. He's very personable with the way he does things. But sometimes just don't give us word salad soup for the sake of it, mate. Just tell us, listen, guys, I've got nothing to say. You know what I mean? Just this is it. This is where I'm at. I've had this meeting. I've had that meeting. We're doing this. We're doing that. Give a bit of an update on what they need to do. But don't have to sit there and take the piss. I mean, have you ever watched the Mike Tomlin one? They're about 4 minutes long. Brilliant. He just goes, yeah, guys, nothing really to report. Here's the injury report. Blah, 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 blah. Any questions? And then they're like, yeah, but this, bye. And it's like, right, okay. Yeah, there you go. You've said it, Ron. Yeah, don't miss a step in the recovery. Yeah, he's hitting the markers. Fuck off. Like, honestly, just enough, Dan, enough. And it's like, right, okay.
It's so funny. Yeah, it's going to be awful. You're going to see Joe Witt losing his shit. That's all you're going to be seeing, him kicking off.
True, yeah. You're just going to be up at the booth and Joe Witt's just doing that. He's just doing that.
A glass of whiskey in his hand, like, fuck this.
No, that's Josh Harris. It is what it is. All right, mate. That just about does us anyway. Thank you for being with me again. I'll get over this cold. I've really enjoyed it. Happy Thanksgiving to all those who celebrate. Obviously, that's that side of the pond. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. We really appreciate you being on here. All those who've liked and subscribed and done all that. And thank you to the people we met in Madrid, the people on the plane. You know what I mean? It was awesome. It was really good to see. I mean,
yeah, it was cool.
Me and you just do this for the crack, mate. Do you know what I mean? And to say, you know what, we're having a bit of a laugh here. But like AR, who's in our chat today, and still listening, to walk past on a plane and get stopped, and it's like, I really like that what you and Scouse are doing. You're inspiring me to do my own podcast. Mate, come on. Do you know what I mean? We're just two dudes.
It doesn't get better than that.
Talking shit. It doesn't. And then when you hear things like that and you get that sort of feedback, it makes it worth it, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? It makes it think, if we're trying to make someone's week or make a difference in their life in any way, shape or form. Sorry to get sentimental. If it helps them, then that's cool. You know what I mean? And I think cool. That's amazing. That's amazing. But but thank you for being with me as well, Scouse, and we will be back same time next week. And I think Hard Knocks is on about 11 o'clock at our time. So by the time we're off, we might be able to watch Hard Knocks.
Yeah, nice.
There you go. All right, we'll see you all next week. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.